Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat. Today, I have to keep checking the date because I get my dates completely mixed up, especially with being in a second lockdown here in the UK. But it is Friday the 13th of November 2020. Yes, it is that mysterious, dreaded day, Friday the 13th. But so far, I know the day is not over for me in the UK. It's only about 3:30. What time is it? It's about 3:30 here in the UK. No, it's almost, it's 10 to 4 in the UK, PM. And there is still some day left for things to go wrong, but at the minute, we're doing okay. I have a cat in the room, by the way, so do excuse me if sometimes I may be a little preoccupied with the cat, who is now chewing my lighting wire. But anyway, hello and welcome to Friday the 13th. This is a live chat, so as always, I will be trying to answer as many viewer comments and questions as I possibly can. I'm just moving my wire so it doesn't get chewed through. There we go, that's put away. Hello to everyone just joining. I hope you're all getting notifications and you might see a tail or a face in a moment. I don't know. Please don't knock the camera over. He's right there. He's literally right below. Come here. Come over here. Do you want to help Daddy talk about the royal family? Come here. You might just see a cat. Anyway. I'm just hoping he doesn't knock the camera over. So, we've got lots of things to talk about today, as you can tell from the title. We're going to be talking about the Queen. Apparently, sources have confirmed that she's not going to retire. We're going to be talking about the Platinum Jubilee latest news. And also, Harry and Meghan have appointed more staff, which we'll talk about in a moment. And also, there is some Prince Charles news about he's going to guest edit Country Life magazine. Well, he has guest edited Country Life magazine for this week. So we're going to talk about all of those things. So, where shall we start? I don't know. Let's talk about the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. So, I'm actually going to read from an official government press release. So, I can categorically confirm that everything that I am going to read now is confirmed, true and accurate. And my kitten is now chewing something on the floor. Anyway, so press release, an extra bank holiday to mark the Queen's Platinum Jubilee in 2022. So we knew it was coming up, but we didn't know in kind of which way it was going to be celebrated. Previous Jubilees have been marked and celebrated, the silver, the golden, the diamond, and now the platinum. But we didn't know how, because each one has kind of been celebrated very differently. So, now we have a little bit more of an idea of how this is going to happen. This was published on the 12th of November 2020 from the Department of Digital Culture and Media Support. Sorry, I have phlegm. I know it sounds disgusting, but anyway, it's that time of year. It's not COVID. So the nation will come together over a 4-day bank holiday weekend to celebrate the Queen's 70-year reign. Extensive programme of public events will mark traditional pageantry. Yes, I need some pageantry in my life. With cutting-edge technological displays. What do you think the cutting-edge technological displays are going to be? I have no idea, but I am terribly excited. There's going to be a new Jubilee medal, which will be created and awarded to public service workers. Wow, that's amazing. So nurses, doctors, teachers, firefighters, frontline service workers. It couldn't have come at a more perfect time. The UK will celebrate Her Majesty the Queen's 70th anniversary as monarch with a blockbuster weekend of celebrations, Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden has announced today. The May bank holiday weekend will be moved to Thursday the 2nd of June. Get your diaries out, people. And an additional bank holiday, so we get an extra day, yes, on Friday the 3rd of June, will basically see a 4-day weekend. Yeah, a 4-day weekend, that's amazing. To celebrate Her Majesty the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. The first time any British monarch has reached this historic milestone. This historic event will reflect on Her Majesty's reign and her impact on the UK and the world since 1952. This is going global, baby. This is global. Activity will build across 2022 in the run-up to the 4-day weekend when the eyes of the world will turn to the UK. The 4-day celebrations will feature an extensive programme of events that mix the best of British ceremonial splendour and pageantry with cutting-edge artistic and technological displays. These will be interspersed with traditional nationwide fanfare and celebrations. Oh yes, a bit of faff. That's what we need. A bit of colourful British faff, pageantry, the trumpeters, the mass bands. Oh, the amazing Angela Kelly outfits. This is what we need. It really is what we need. Spectacular moments in London and other major cities will be complemented by events in communities across the UK and the Commonwealth, allowing people to join together in celebration and thanks at the national and local level, which I think is really good. Plans for the Platinum Jubilee are being developed, so they're still going on, in conjunction with some of the UK's leading creative minds. No one consulted me, my loves. Event organisers and world-class digital design companies using the talents of the UK's cultural and creative sectors. The programme will engage young people from across the Commonwealth and use new technology in exciting ways. Obviously, technology has come on so much, and because of COVID, we are using and utilising technology in so many new ways, using the technology that we already have. So I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out. So in keeping with tradition, a Platinum Jubilee medal will be awarded to people who work in public services, including representatives of the armed forces, the emergency services and prison services. This tradition stretches back to the reign of Queen Victoria, when an official medal was designed to mark her 50th anniversary on the throne. Culture Secretary said, "Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee is truly a historic moment and one that deserves a celebration to remember. We can all look forward to a special 4-day Jubilee weekend when we will put on a spectacular, once-in-a-generation show that mixes the best of British ceremonial splendour with cutting-edge technology. It will bring the entire nation and the Commonwealth together in a fitting tribute to Her Majesty's reign. The commemorations are being arranged jointly with the Royal Household and the Department of Digital Culture and Media and Sport. Further details on all aspects of programming, including events and how the public can get involved, will be released in the months ahead." So this is an ongoing story. So subscribe for updates. Further details, as I said, will be released. 2022 will be a significant year for Britain, as we will also host the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games and Festival UK 2022. Each of which will bring a worldwide focus to the UK and will showcase the best of 21st century Britain. There we go. Notes to editors. The design and qualifying criteria for the Platinum Jubilee medal will be announced in due course. So I'm really excited about the upcoming, whatever, this kind of spectacular that's going to come up. I can see lots of people saying hello, so hello. Amber says, "Hello everyone, your queen is so awesome." She is indeed. Corgi Pon says, "If there's going to be a concert, then I hope Hatsune Miku gets to perform there." I have no idea who he or she is, but it sounds like it's a good recommendation, so I need to research who that is. Kaneta says, "Daughter is getting better." That's amazing. If anybody is ill or sick at the moment, you know, we need a bit of healing, don't we, going on? Right. Lauren says, "I will be..." Oh no, where's your comment gone? Lauren says, "I will be honest. When they arrange these things so early, I do get slightly nervous. No one knows what's around the corner." We don't, but I think we're looking a little bit away, so hopefully we'll be okay. Lots of people echoing, I think, your thoughts. Laurie says, "The Queen devoted her life to service as a princess, never thought she would retire, and happily to put any silly rumours to rest." I've spoken about that. Well, we'll get to that next. Apparently, Hatsune Miku is a popular virtual icon from Japan. Do you know what? I have heard of that, and I have seen. So maybe we will. Maybe we'll get a British version. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that. And what shall we talk about next? I think we should talk about the new appointment for Harry and Meghan. So Harry and Meghan obviously are recruiting and building up their team, and they have made some new appointments, which has been released. So basically, I'm going to read. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have named their new head of communications and a press secretary. Now, lots of people have said, interesting choice of title, because that's very palace speak. And I have to kind of agree. I mean, I'm not saying other people don't have a head of communications and a press secretary. kind of pretty standard roles. But yes, I mean, it is very, very much in the royal world. You know, they have a head of communications and they have a press secretary. So, so yes, it looks like they're kind of building a team, maybe in the kind of image or in the mould of a royal household. Not entirely sure. But anyway, let's see who these people are. So, PR Week US has tweeted, the office of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex has named Pinterest's former communications lead, Christine Schreimer, I have no idea who she is, to the newly created role of Head of Communications, and Toya Holness, again, I have no idea who she is, as a press secretary. So I cannot possibly comment on whether or not they are suitable or good or effective positions that have been filled for those vacancies, for those new appointed creations. But, you know, I think we need to trust that they are the right people for the job, and we will see over time what kind of good advice is kind of given in terms of that, or how indeed Harry and Meghan plan to communicate with the world. We know that they are not going to partake any longer in the royal rota. Of course, they can't because they stepped down as senior working royals. So they're going to have to find an effective way of communicating with the public who are going to be looking at what they're doing. So, you know, possibly we could see new social medias, we could see a new Instagram, possibly a Twitter, possibly a Facebook. But I think where we're probably likely to see is probably a new Instagram account first, possibly moving off. Maybe they'll get their own YouTube channel. I don't know, but we may even see their own YouTube channel. In terms of press secretary, I think that's a bit of a tough job for Toya. I think Toya, whoever she is, has got a bit of a tough job in terms of being a press secretary, because Harry and Meghan obviously have made it perfectly clear that they kind of want to kind of pick who they want to communicate with. So they've already made it clear they don't want to communicate or engage with British tabloids. They sent them that big letter telling them such, which of course the letter got published. So she's got a bit of a tough job. I feel like the plum role, so to speak, is that Christine's got as the communications, but I think Toya Holness as press secretary is going to have a little bit of a job. I think she's going to be pushed and pulled from lots of different directions from Harry and Meghan, but also from the demands and the interest that lots of different news publications and organisations are going to have. So how she's going to strike that balance? Is she going to try and garner a new relationship with the press? I think if I was in that role, that's probably what I'd be trying to do, would be to forge a new relationship with the press about how Harry and Meghan can communicate things in a way that satisfies them, but also satisfies the people that are interested. So yes, two newly created roles. I think one is a little bit tougher than the other. So good luck to Toya. Toya, I think you have got a mountain to climb. But there we go. Right, I'm going to read what people are saying. Let's go up a little bit and see what people are saying. Yes, 70 years is considered platinum. Let's have a look. I'm going down a little bit. Oh yeah, and also we don't know whether or not Harry and Meghan will be involved in the Queen's Jubilee Platinum celebrations, because of course lots of the family, the extended family, probably will be included, because it is almost like a personal celebration rather than necessarily a state occasion. So we shall see about that one. Yes, the celebrations are in 2022. Right, I'm going to move on to the next story. So let me just I'm trying to close down windows as I go so that I don't get mixed up. Right, there is a vaccine. As we know in the world, there is a vaccine that's been announced, and it's going through its final kind of clinical trials. The UK has put in 20 million orders, and in the UK we have kind of a strategy of how to roll out these injections. So basically the people who need them the most get them first. So for example, people in the health services, care homes, get them first. They are priority. Then it goes down to the age groups, over 80s, over 60s, I think it's over 50s. then people with, and obviously people with medical health conditions are up there as well. Anyway, it goes down. Basically, I'm probably bottom of the pile in terms of that. But anyway, there was lots of news reports that the royal family and the Queen will not get special treatment and will not kind of jump the queue, so to speak. But there was a bit of a backlash against that. There was also, after those articles, there was a big kind of lots of people saying, give the Queen the vaccine. And I think, my own personal opinions are that if we want the Queen and members of the royal family to go out there, promoting how we can get things back to normal, kind of, engaging with businesses after all this is, coming, and obviously we haven't started to come over it, but when we get to that point, we kind of want the royal family to go out there into the communities where they will be exposed to risk and danger of catching this, and we kind of want them to help get the economy back and, raise awareness of different things. So I think it's a little bit, I can see where people are coming from. We don't want to see the royal family getting special treatment. We don't want to see people of wealth and influence getting special treatment. But at the same time, we also expect our royal family to be at the forefront of kind of getting things back to normal. And they can't do that if they don't have the vaccine. So I do think that the royal family and the Queen should jump the queue, but jump the queue because of a particular reason. There is a necessity, I think, to have them jump the queue. Little Freddie down the street isn't going to be able to, get businesses back up as effectively as, for example, Prince Charles. So we need to kind of think about this, and I think perhaps, we should give them the vaccine early. Let's go and see what people are saying about that. Nothing yet, so I'm going to... People are still talking about Harry and Meghan. That's okay. Right, so long to reign over us. The Queen looks forward to a COVID vaccine. Yes. I also think that the Queen is not going to retire. We basically had lots of kind of stories coming out that palace sources had said that she has no intention of retiring and will serve the nation for all of her life. It's also reported that she's keen to get back to normal after the coronavirus pandemic. So basically, royal sources are saying that the Queen, who is currently 94, is not planning to retire amid speculation. There's always been a slew of speculation that she will retire at 95. I've always said that I don't think she will. I think she took the oath that she made as a princess, as someone said earlier, incredibly seriously. And I think she will die, a reigning active monarch, unless, of course, she meets any of the criteria for a regency. But yes, people were talking about a regency for years and years and years. I've spoken about that, loads. But apparently palace aides, I don't know who they are, and I haven't seen evidence of it, but apparently palace aides have dismissed talks of a regency where the Queen would step aside to allow her son Prince Charles to take the throne. So we don't think that is going to happen. It is said that she wants to continue on the throne past her 95th birthday, which of course her real birthday is in April. She also hopes to return to full royal duties next year once a COVID vaccine has been rolled out. And of course that was reported in the Express. Again, I cannot confirm the sources. So an aide apparently told the paper she is keen to get back to normal. I don't think there's any other kind of quotes about that. But yes, basically, I've spoken about this before. There is no provision in the Regency Act for old age. That would have to be added, and steps have not been taken to add old age to the Regency Act. If the Queen became incapacitated, if she was too poorly to fulfil the role, if she was absent and overseas, then there is provision. If she was mentally unwell, there is provision for a regency. The Regency Council can appoint Prince Charles as regent. But the Queen is in good health. She can function and do, even though she's, slightly less mobile in terms of doing overseas travel, it makes no odds. She can still perform the functions that she has performed, all of these years as monarch. So there is no provision for old age. That would have to be written into it, and there have been no steps for it. So I've always kind of thought that the Queen plans to die a fully reigning queen. And I think that's what, this kind of confirms, if indeed it is true. Like I say, I haven't seen the full information. I haven't seen where they've got their sources from. But anyway, Joanne says no, she will not retire. Her whole life, yes, she declared before everyone that her life, whether it be long or short, would be dedicated. And she has fulfilled that so far. Tanisum's mum, Tani's mum, I've got it right, says the Queen is a lifelong monarch. She will never retire, especially after seeing what her uncle did to the family. True. Laurie says the Queen and Prince Philip are high risk due to age, so don't believe they would be receiving special treatment in that regard. No, I mean, the next category down is the over 80s, so she would pretty much be up there. But also, I think Prince Charles, he's at the, he's had it once, and we don't know whether you've got, full immunity after you've had it. Prince William, Catherine, they're all at the front line of royal duty, royal service, and I think the nation needs them to be there. Right, I'm going to move on again to the next story that I've got today. Now, Charles and Camilla are doing something pretty historic soon. So they are, well, let me read it first. This is going to happen on Sunday the 15th of November. But anyway, I'm going to read a Clarence House press release. So, at the request of the British government, their Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall will attend the Central Remembrance Ceremony in Berlin, that's Germany, to commemorate the annual National Day of Mourning on Sunday the 15th of November. This follows an invitation from the President of Germany, and their Royal Highnesses will also attend the wreath-laying ceremony at the New Wack Memorial. I probably haven't even pronounced that right, but there we go. I've never spoke German. Before joining the Central Remembrance Ceremony at the German Parliament, where the Prince of Wales will deliver a speech. The National Day of Mourning will this year focus on the German-British friendship, which has grown in the 75 years since the end of the Second World War. The event pays tribute to the Allied commitment to the liberation from Nazi occupation and the reconstruction, redecriminalisation and subsequent reunification of Germany. It remembers all victims of war and tyranny. So, at the moment, as you know, we are all in a national lockdown. We can't do international travel. Charles and Camilla have got a special dispensation. I think it's a political dispensation to go on this visit. So they aren't breaking any COVID rules. There is provision so that people can do this, and that has been applied to Charles and Camilla. It is historic because it's the first time that any British senior royal has taken part in a German-led memorial service, obviously because of political reasons. But now it is deemed appropriate in light of forging these friendships, and of course we've got Brexit, full Brexit looming very, very soon. So we need to have these good relationships with Germany and other European countries. The government is fully using the royal family for this kind of soft diplomatic power that we have, that kind of unifies countries and nations and peoples. So that's what this is all about, and yeah, it's going to be very, very historic when it happens because it's not happened before. So let's just go and see, before I go on to my final story of the day, what people are saying. Yes, the Queen can speak fluent German. She can. No, she can speak fluent French, but she also knows some German as well. She often astounds people when she speaks in French because she's a very accomplished French speaker. Right, I am going to now move on to the final story of the day, and that is that this week we have a new Country Life magazine edition, and it has been guest edited again by the Prince of Wales to mark his birthday. So the Prince of Wales has guest edited magazines previously. He's previously guest edited Country Life magazine. I think it was it in 2016? I can't remember. Anyway, it was a few years ago now. He guest edited Country Life magazine. It was their best selling magazine edition ever. So of course they've wanted to come back, and Country Life magazine is a really, really good fit for Prince Charles, who of course loves country life. He loves living in the country. So it has been released today for this week. So you can hopefully go pop into the shops and get that. And it is in conjunction to mark, of course, his birthday. We've been having kind of year-long birthday celebrations. So Prince Charles is quoted as saying, as part of this, "If we care about the health of our rural landscapes and communities, we must provide encouragement and support to those who are toiling away at their core." And there is a picture of the cover. So if I just kind of turn the page round and show you the cover, there we have the cover. So we've got Country Life magazine. Prince Charles very, very much is on the front. And it says, His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, why we must not betray nature. So very, very much part of his core kind of, environmental issues going on there. Imagine if the Queen knows Japanese. Well, I would be quite astounded, but yes. Let's see what people are saying. Oh, Angel. I think you're talking about Harry and Meghan. Sorry if I've missed a few comments, but here in America, would be offended so many Americans is that Harry and Meghan went to our veterans ceremony to do a photo shoot. They could have done this in their... Well, I've spoke about this in the comments from things that have been posted on the channel. And my opinion, and this is opinion, is that Harry has... As a serving war veteran who served 2 tours of duty, although of course a little bit cut short, but he'd still served them, he has an immense connection with remembrance from all different walks of life, with veterans in general. So Remembrance Sunday was always a very special personal occasion for Prince Harry. But also, when he was a senior working royal, it was also part of duty. It was also part of almost, work, if you like. I'm not saying that he looked at it as work. Obviously, as all the royals do, they have a personal connection with the armed forces. But when they attend the cenotaph on Remembrance Sunday, they are acting in an official capacity. So you kind of take almost the personal out of it. It's in an official capacity. It's representing the country, basically. So Harry, now that he's stepped back, although he's still a serving veteran, and he has every single right to mark this occasion, but basically he's a private individual, so he's marking it in a very different way to how he was marking it last year, for example. So I think what perhaps would have been, I mean, if I was the press secretary, or if I had that job, I think what my advice would have been to issue a statement to the press, to all press, not selective press, to all press, saying basically that in a personal capacity he is remembering all of those who have lost their lives and who are still putting their lives on the line for their countries around the world, in Britain, around the world, in the Commonwealth, and that he will be marking the event privately. I think where a lot of people in Britain had the issue with was the photo shoot element, was the kind of hiring of somebody to take photos of him doing it. Basically, we didn't need to see him do it. All we needed to know was that he was thinking of people back in the UK or around the Commonwealth, and that he was marking it privately. We didn't actually need... We didn't need the visual of it. It just didn't sit right. It didn't kind of feel right. It kind of felt a little bit disingenuous. It didn't come across necessarily authentic. And that's a feeling that's kind of echoed across Britain. And I don't know whether that is the same vibe, the same feeling that other countries got from it. But here in the UK, it wasn't well received. So I can tell you that it wasn't well received here in the UK by most people. Some people loved it. But I think the general feeling was that it wasn't the right way to go about that particular thing. Using the war graves in a personal capacity to kind of, get the imagery out there. It didn't fit, it didn't gel well, it didn't seem right. But of course, he had every right to do so. And he did do it. But with all actions come consequences, and The consequences was that in the UK it wasn't well received. It didn't come across right. So all actions have consequences. Harry did it, you know, he's fully entitled to do that, but it just wasn't well received. And as I stated, my opinion would have been to have done a press release to inform people that he was still thinking of them, that he was going to market in a private capacity. And I think that would have been sufficient. And I think that would have hit the right spot and that would have hit the right mark. But there we go. Right, I'm going to move on now. So, if you've enjoyed this video, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments, if you've enjoyed it, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So from me in Shropshire, until next time, mwah to you all, and goodbye.